Hi there, it's Nico Fisher here. I'm going to share with you some really good stuff. So hang on 2 seconds. Try this again. So I just tried this a bit ago and it echoed like crazy. So hopefully you can hear me and we're going to move right along. So today I'm going to be talking to you about Nico Fisher. I am doing Coffee Talks with Nico, and it's all about small business marketing. And today we are going to be talking about leveling up for new business. So we're going to level up your game for new business. So I'm excited to be here and I'm thankful that you're here as well. So let's see if I can make this work. Yes. So why am I talking to you? Like who the heck am I? So I just am a small business owner. I've owned my business now for 13 years. It's called Skywriting by Nico, and I'm a lead project marketing manager. So when we have big projects that come in, I jump to it and I lead everybody through from start to finish. And I love my job. I'm a social media specialist. I love teaching baby boomers, one of my favorites. I'm a co-organizer for Maui Business Brainstormers, a Maui Score mentor, co-founder of Maui Social Media School with Danielle Miller, and Maui Native Hawaiian Chamber of Commerce board member. And I'm so stoked that you are here. So before we go into leveling up for business, just a few things that you need to make sure you know before you go into this. So you need to know who you are. Be sure to know who you are, have a logo, have a look and feel of on your website or on social media, have targeted messages to the people you want to speak to directly, and then have core messages that describe who you are and what it is you do for the community, what you're about. And I think that's really important to have and to hold. And the next thing you need to know is who your ideal customer is. Not necessarily the easiest when you're first starting out, but you will get it. And you just need to know who is the person that's going to be using your product. And it might be all different types of people, ages, sexes, all sorts of things, but you'll need to know who that is. You'll need to know what excites them, what their pain points are, how to connect with them online, and how to stay in contact with them. And you're going to need to do that throughout your whole relationship with them. Knowing these pieces will make it easier for you to create awareness and engagement. It's going to make it easier for them learning who you are and what you're about, and then converting new buyers and enjoy word of mouth marketing and social sharing, which is where we all want to be. So how I laid this out was pretty simple. You've probably seen something like this before, but I'm going to go through these stages and tell you. So when a customer meets you online, so since we're home, COVID, a lot of us aren't out and about like normal, so we don't get to see our customers face to face. You need to learn what the stages are of a customer online. And so I've laid this out to have 7 stages, and for each stage I have a couple of slides. One of the slides tells you about what that stage is. And then the second slide talks about the systems that you need to have put in place in order to make that successful. We'll go through all this together and you'll get it. So hang on a sec. So having these pieces in place will make doing business a lot easier by allowing you to be aware of how to communicate before and after a sale. So the first stage is awareness. So they have to know who you are and what you're about. After all, nobody is born knowing who Apple or Amazon are. At some point, they have to become aware of the companies if they are to become a customer. And the same thing goes for you and your company. What tools do you have in place right now to help your clients find you? Let's see. I think the tools you need to have in place are a website. And if you don't have a website yet, at least having social media pages that allow you to communicate your brand and your message. And then, or a landing page, you can do that as well. But somewhere where people to land and learn more about you and your company and your products. The second stage we have is engagement. And engagement is your customers aware of you now, right? So they know who you are, but you're still in the early stages of a relationship. You really haven't communicated all that much, and they really don't know, like you, or trust you yet. So we have to build on that, and engagement is a big part of that. In order to do that, you need to have content creation experience figuring out what it is you want to say, social media marketing, and email marketing. These are all three things that you need to have in order to engage with your client. So the next stage is subscribe. So subscribing is, it's at this point, the prospect knows who you are and has engaged with you in some way or another. You actually know the face or the name. But if you are in this stage and you fail to get information from that person, especially online, you might not ever talk to them again. Odds are high that you'll never hear from them again. So most often when you subscribe to something, it's kind of like I hate to use this word, but ethical, or this phrase, ethical bribe. You promote a valuable offer, but instead of asking for money, you ask for their contact information, which is usually just an email. And so when they give it to you, not only do you give them access to the content, product, or service you promised, it also adds to your subscriber list. This is really important in business, to have a subscriber list. No matter how big it is, you need to grow it every single day. And they say he who has the most emails wins. And so I know that sounds crass, but in business, and especially us being at home, and this is the only way we can communicate, it can be valuable to have this put together. So the next stage, and what you need to have for that is email marketing, content marketing, digital advertising, ads on Facebook and Google and Instagram, and then copywriting also, because you'll have to write copy. And then the next stage is convert. They like the information you're sharing. They've begun to trust you, and so they're ready to invest in one of two ways, either in time or in money. And the key to success here is to employ what we call entry point offers. The offers that are designed to give you new prospect tremendous value without forcing them to put too much skin in the game. Stuff like buy one, get one free, or tips on your product, or coupons for the next purchase, or trial sizes, something that is going to make them make that happen. I'll get into that in just a little bit also. The things that you'll need to know to convert people are having digital ads, content marketing, copywriting, and email marketing. All of these things play a part in this stage of the game. And this is a really important part, excuse me, excite. So you need to really work at making things exciting. And you can see, on ads on TV and stuff like that, how, the tone of everybody is up and big. Exciting is something that's really important, but it's the start of a customer experience with you. So they must get value from their last transaction with you and want to be excited about the next transaction. So the excite stage of a customer quest is something you must return to again and again. It's not just a one-time thing. It is over and over again, because people need to be excited about what you have to offer. That being the case, when a customer or prospect does what you ask them to do, like attends a webinar, buys a product, watches a video, or hires you for a service, you should engineer your marketing to maximize the chances that they'll get a good experience from you. And that's going to be over and over and over again, because when somebody purchases once, they not only have to like the product, trust you, they want to come back. And so you want to make sure that you have something important for them to come back to. In order to do that, you have to have email marketing, content creation, and copywriting. So those are very, very important. This here is the most important, ascend. Ascend is like a ladder, and there are many rungs on that ladder. It's not the first time, it's not the second time, it's not the third time, it's the fourth time, fifth time, sixth time that you're really going to start making some money. And I hate to equate people and money, but we are in business, and this is a system that actually works throughout your relationship with someone. You need to know that it costs more to acquire a new customer than to sell an existing one. The first sale is about profits and about converting a prospect to a customer, so you can begin a long-standing relationship with that person. that's where really the business comes in, is the long-standing relationship. It is, you know what they want and need, and you try to offer it to them. It's a give and take, and it's a beautiful thing. I think when I started out in business, and I was so afraid to think of people as money, and I still don't think of people as money, but I do think of the stages, and it's a part of how we all grow and in our regular day. So I will get more into that because this is a really important part. But ascending is really probably excite is one of the most important. Ascending is the next important, because you have to always have something new. Things you're going to need are email marketing, copywriting, digital ads, and content marketing. And then the last stage is advocate, someone who speaks positively about your brand because they've used things over and over again. And they think that your products are just the best. And I can think of a handful of people that I am a customer to, who they always know that I appreciate their product and one of my lotions, right? So it's, the woman actually made a scent just for me. I love this so much. Could you imagine someone doing something like that for you? Wouldn't you be a lifetime customer for that? That is pretty special. So there are things that you can do also that can create an advocate for you and your business. And that's what that seventh stage is always trying to figure out, what can I do more for this person? They come to me over and over again. What can I do to make their life or their day or whatever better? And so that's really important. But the things you're going to need here are email marketing, special offers, digital advertising, content marketing, and copywriting. So we're going to go now into that system. So I used these 7 stages. So these are the 7 stages up here. So I used these to equate them with actual planning and setting up a system. So this is something that you will have to do, and you don't have to do all of this at one time. But I would concentrate on these 2 things to start out, actually, in content creation. So let's go here. So website. A website is essential, especially today when we don't have a storefront. We need to have some place for people to land, some place for them to communicate with you, and some place for them to learn more about the product or you, or, you know, just have that communication. So WordPress, Wix, Squarespace, Weebly, or Blogger. Blogger is a free site through Gmail that you have right now. That if you wanted to do a blog, you have this availability to you, and it's a free service. Other things that are free at this point, social media, are Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, and Twitter. These are all different platforms with all different walks of life on them. So these 2 pieces are really important, but in order to feed these pieces, you need to create content. So these guys here, Canva, Pixabay, Shutterstock, Windows 365, and other posts that I post from social that I see that I love, it's all content creation. And so you have to be able to think about how you want to engage with that person. You know, what it is you want to talk about, what it is you want to say, what's most important, and what's funny. I always have to throw the funny in there, because that's what gets me the most, is when someone can make me laugh, I'm pretty much there already. So anyway, the next is subscribing. So you need to have a database. So when I first started out, I had an Excel spreadsheet. That was my database. I didn't really know much about how to use MailChimp, Constant Contact, or using a website app. But you'll need to have some form of database so you can collect information. And then the next thing for systems that you have to have are payment options online. PayPal and Venmo are so easy. When you're in front of somebody, you can go and use Square. WooCommerce is great to have on your WordPress site. Shopify is a platform all on its own. And then a Facebook store you can have too. So these are things that you can have, that you can create right either on your website or in social media. So that's something that you need to really work on, are those systems. If you want to be successful online, you'll have to have systems put into place. And as I said, you don't have to do them all in one day, because this is overwhelming, but you have to go through this process. I forgot to say, if you want these slides, go ahead and PM me your first name and last name and your email address, and I will get you these slides so you can then walk yourself through when you're ready. Um, some of these pieces that it took me a while to get used to, what I was going to say and what people might want to hear. I had no idea. So I understand if you're in that spot, but you will get it, I promise. So content and connections. So you need to create a blog or a newsletter or something that's going to, a weekly mailer, something that is going to let people know that there are specials or that you have an anniversary coming up or connecting with people. So you have to have a blog or a newsletter or something like that. On your social, you have to be consistent working on your social media. You have to have content creation, same things that I talked about earlier. Your database system, you can get into MailChimp and Constant Contact, which are really good options. MailChimp is free and Constant Contact is about 20 bucks a month. And these actually allow you to collect information, not only just their first name and last name and email, but information about them that's important, that's going to help you serve them later throughout your relationship. And then having a sign up for a blog or a newsletter is going to be essential. You have to be able to collect information. So if you have a newsletter that you put out right through Facebook, you can hook up MailChimp and you can hook up Constant Contact. So you can collect emails right on Facebook. And there's a walkthrough process for that, but it's pretty easy to do. So those are content and connection. And this is organization, right? Organization is everything. So the content creation is something that you have to organize to figure what you're going to be posting that week, next couple of weeks, or throughout the month. And if you can be creative about the content creation, you can talk about your specials when they're coming up, when sales start, if there is a blast sale that you want to talk about. This is all stuff you can do in planning. Then there is a CRM. So this is for people who have a little bigger business. I don't have a CRM yet. I could, but I just don't think I need it yet. So it's a client relationship management system. And it allows you to be not more creative, but allows you more room to grow. And so this might be something that people are interested in now. MailChimp and Constant Contact are a type of client relationship management to a point. But you have to pay a little bit more in order to get more involved with that. So the CRM is pretty important, but you can use these for now. And then you need an email platform to thank people for coming to you, thank them for giving you a referral, thank them for just being a part of who you are as a business. And then online purchasability, you need to plan for all these. You need to set up a PayPal, a Venmo. If you use WordPress, you need a WooCommerce. Well, you could need WooCommerce. You could get away with PayPal. Shopify is a platform all its own. Facebook store is all on its own. And then Square, if you use Square, it really does collect a lot of information for you. So I threw that one in there just because I thought some people might be using Square, and you can use that to your advantage to email people back and forth too. Thank them for purchasing all sorts of stuff. So then the special offers. So this is part of that Excite. So buy one, get one free, buy one half off. Second one half off, holiday specials, birthday specials, thank you specials, and free shipping. So boy, that can be really helpful, especially if you live on Maui and you're trying to send gifts to your family. So free shipping might be one of those special things that you can do and either eat the price or raise the price a little bit. And then the last thing here is always creating interest. You always have to have a what's next. That's the hardest part about marketing, is being creative enough to figure it out. But if you watch commercials on TV, or if you just are on Facebook or Instagram, look at how people are advertising. Look and see how it either connects you or repels you. You want to do the connecting. You don't want to do the repelling, which makes you feel like, oh, they're trying to sell me. That's not what you want to be. Top of mind marketing is something that you can do that will always keep your name in their head, even if you're posting for the day and you're posting on maybe one of my posts might be talking about a WordPress site that I just put together. that's going to let you know that I'm still in business and that I actually do websites. So top of mind marketing are things that are happening throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month that you can be talking about to let people know that you're still in business and that you're open and available to collect clients. So that's a really important thing. Top of mind marketing is probably my number one. Continued opportunities you need to put together. You need to be creative. You need to have a webinar or a coupon, or maybe tell a story or reels, or have a cheat sheet of how to use your product, best use of your product, cleaning tips, things that are just gonna give value to your clients over and over and over again. And then advertising, you'll need to know how to do Facebook, Instagram, and Google. The Facebook and Instagram are together and they're pretty easy to do. Google's a little bit different, a little big difference in platform and probably a lot more expensive. Or you might do mobile ads, or if your group is older, TV, radio, and newspaper. So depending on who your client is, you're going to need to know where you might want to do advertising, but you will have to do it. And Facebook and Instagram are the cheapest. So special offers online for clients, and this is just some ideas. Buy today between the hours of 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. Online only items are on sale today, or trial sizes of items. This is a way for people to be able to try more of your products at one time. But this is part of the ascend, giving them another reason to come back and try something new. And then advocate, offers to your best clients. So the lady who made the lotion for me, Exfoli Care, her name is Ruby, and she's amazing. But for her, I use her just because first of all, I love her marketing. She's amazing. And I love to watch what she does because she's always got something new. But the offers for your best clients, she'll always throw a little something special in my bag or box. And I really appreciate that just because she's thinking of me. Free samples are great, half off chosen items, giving somebody a chance to buy another product for less. Our birthday special, if it's your birthday this month, your business's birthday this month, you could have specials all month. And then let me remove this because I can't see. There we go. Or it's your birthday. So if they're collecting information about you and know it's your birthday, maybe you get a nice little offer of something sweet, just because you're you. So these things are really super important, you guys. And you need to know, about all this. So went back to the original slide of becoming aware, the engaging as our second stage, subscribing, converting, exciting, ascending, and advocate. So these are all important parts of a system that you need to have put together to make your online business more successful. It's like a next step. It's no longer hoping that they're going to show, it's when they show, are you going to be ready? That's what next level is. So you'll need to make sure that you have your website or social pages put together, your email system, your payment system, your subscribe button. Yeah, do more content creation. And if you haven't been on Canva yet, just go to canva.com and create a free account and start playing with it. And you're going to see how well your content is going to look. And it's just beautiful. New products, special offers, special treatment, or word of mouth, organic traffic. And let me see if there's one more thing down here. And ads. I knew there was a little, one other piece down there. All right. So I need to know if you guys have any questions. And if you don't have questions, I'm going to get in and talk about some of these pieces that are put together. So what I'm going to do is, if I don't have questions, let me go back. Excuse your eyes. Please avert your eyes. I don't know which one this is. System setup. So I'm going to talk about your systems right now, the setup. Website versus social media. So obviously, I think a website is way important. It gives you an opportunity to talk about your company and your products, but it also gives you an opportunity to talk about your clients. So when you're using a website or social media, it's really not about you, as it's much more about them, because what you're posting is trying to relate to them. So having a website and social media are really important to be able to tell your story quickly, but then focus on the most important thing, your clients. And what does your product or service do for someone like me? Talk to me and tell me, you know what? I'm 58, right? So I'm older. And if you're going to talk to me about riding a skateboard, I'm probably not the right customer for that. But if you're going to talk to me about a new hair product, I'm probably in, or jewelry, stuff like that. So depending on who your client is, you need to be speaking directly to people. Oh, super. We have a question. Can you recommend anything beside MailChimp? Absolutely, I can recommend something beside MailChimp. Constant Contact is really outstanding. It's one of the best email platforms, and it is more well respected. When I do press releases and things of that sort, for some reason, my Constant Contact are open way more than my MailChimp. So I do like Constant Contact or Constant Comments. There are others, and Danya, I can give you them. Today I'm just talking about the surface level that most people use, but there are others, and I'll give you names of those. So I'll message you on that and make a note. Sorry about that. I didn't read the second comment before I started talking. I'm writing a note. And systems, a database. You need to be able to collect information. And when I say collect information, I always feel like that's kind of like stalking or something. Just because I'm older, is like, it just sounds weird. But when you are in business and you want to serve people, you need to be able to speak to them. And if you don't have their information, you're not going to be able to get your messages across to them. Most of us in business are wanting to serve, right? That's what we do. And in order to do that, you have to have a way to communicate. And so collecting information is that way. You are giving something in return. You are in business. You are giving value. So it is a payoff. That's what it is all about. But you'll have to have a database so you can collect that information and then share it with people, because it's important what you do. You bring something more to the world than we would have otherwise. So it's important. And then the payment options, this is the most important part. You have to get paid. Not only get paid, you have to make it easy to get paid. So having a PayPal or a Venmo, or if you use Square or WooCommerce for a WordPress site, or Shopify, which is a totally different program altogether, or a Facebook store, these things need to be set up. So I could go into much more, but it is 9:30 right now. And so my show is going to be over here. But I am doing the full class of this course is called Next Level Marketing for New Business. And it is an hour that's going to go on the 23rd of September. It's a Wednesday. So if you want to be in part of that class, PM me, give me your email address, first a name and email address, and I'll get you the information, the logins and stuff like that. It's a free class. We have one more. What about Flowdesk? Danya, I don't know Flowdesk. I would have to research it. I'm curious now that you say it. I will look into it because I don't know what Flowdesk is. It sounds interesting, and I'm sorry I don't have more information on that. But I will look it up and I will get back to you. So you guys, thank you for joining me for this. This is the second of my coffee talks. My sister Sandy made fun of me saying that coffee talks, I think it was a skit on Saturday Night Live. I was like, stop it. But I'm doing these because they're quick, easy, good information to get through to you. And then I'll have it on my website if you need to revisit it. So anyway, two things. If you want me to, let me go back here. If you, oh, I forgot. Today, Wednesday at 9 o'clock. Oh, it's out. My newsletter just went out. It's called Level Up. And it's it'll have my last coffee talk on it, the video, and then it'll have my next class, which is this one here, Level Up for Marketing New Business. Excuse me, Next Level Marketing for New Business. That's coming up on the 22nd, and it'll have all the logins for that. And then I'm looking forward to it. If you guys want to go to the full class, which is an hour, I'll have much more information. And Danya, I will get that information for you, Flow Desk, and research more for you. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I totally appreciate you being here, and I love this stuff. So if you have more questions, email me, go to my website, connect with me online. It'll be great. So thank you so much for joining me, and I appreciate the time that you have allowed me. And so enjoy your day.